Virtually no idea is too ridiculous to be accepted, even by very intelligent and highly educated people, if it provides a way for them to feel special and important. Some confuse that feeling with idealism.
All right, welcome back everyone for another deep dive.
Glad to be back.
So today we are going to be tackling a really interesting idea, I think, from Thomas Sowell.
Okay.
And, he's an economist and social theorist and has just a ton of interesting ideas about how the world works. And this one I thought was particularly relevant, I think, for everybody.
Right.
And it kind of, is a little unnerving even for me reading it because, it's like,
oh, yeah.
Okay, this is pointing the finger right back at me.
I know exactly what you
mean. When you're looking at these ideas.
Yeah.
But it's from his writings.
Mm-hmm.
And it's it's not from any one particular book. It's just something that he said. And we're gonna read this quote and then kind of unpack it a little bit.
Sounds good.
And so here's the quote. Virtually no idea is too ridiculous to be accepted.
Okay.
Even by very intelligent and highly educated people, if it provides a way for them to feel special and important. Some confuse that feeling with idealism.
That's interesting.
Yeah. So there's a lot to unpack there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just right off the bat, what is he talking about? This need to feel special and important. Isn't that just human nature?
It is human nature. And he's, I think, really getting to something very fundamental about the way that we operate as human beings.
Okay.
We crave meaning, we crave a sense of purpose, we crave a sense of belonging, and, we crave validation. And these are core human needs. And so often they can manifest in some pretty surprising ways. And so, the need to feel special and important can manifest as the need to belong to an exclusive group,
Okay.
to have knowledge that other people don't have, or to feel morally superior to others.
Okay. So even if that special knowledge is totally bogus.
Exactly. And I think, history is littered with examples of this. You think about,
Well, let's think about some of them.
Sure.
Can you think of any off the top of your head?
Well, you think about something like the Y2K scare.
Oh, yeah.
Where, you had folks who genuinely believed that society was on the verge of collapse. And, they were prepping, they were becoming survivalists,
Yeah, yeah.
And that provided a sense of purpose, a sense of I'm in the know, and all these other people are, oblivious. And, of course, it didn't quite play out that way.
Right. Well, and it's easy to laugh at that now.
Sure.
But I bet at the time it felt very real.
Oh, absolutely. People were, stockpiling food and water and, all sorts of, survival gear.
Yeah.
And so, I think that's a really good example of how this need to feel special and important can lead people to, believe things that maybe aren't entirely grounded in reality.
Right. And so Will differentiates this idea of, feeling special with idealism.
Yes.
And so how can we tell the difference? If we have a belief that we think is, we're doing it for the greater good, or is it just making us feel good?
Yeah, that's a really important distinction. And I think, true idealism at its core is about, making the world a better place, even if it costs us something.
Okay.
And so you think about something like the civil rights movement, where you had people who were risking their lives for equality, for justice. And that's a very different thing than, believing something because it makes me feel like I'm better than someone else, or because it gives me a sense of superiority. And I think that's the real trap here, is when our beliefs primarily serve to elevate ourselves above others rather than to actually, serve a cause or...
Okay, so it's like somebody might join a movement not because they deeply believe in the goals of it, but because it makes them feel like they're part of this.
Exactly.
In group.
Yeah, they're in the know.
Yeah.
They're, they're better than all those people who aren't part of this movement.
Right. And this is dangerous then.
Yeah. This is very dangerous because it can lead to a real shutdown of critical thinking. People cling to these beliefs even when evidence contradicts them, because to let go of that belief would mean letting go of that specialness. And so you end up with these echo chambers where, dissenting voices are silenced and, ultimately harm can be done.
Yeah. So it's almost like we're wired to seek out these beliefs, even if it's subconsciously?
I think we are.
Yeah.
You know, we're pattern-seeking creatures, we're meaning-making creatures, and so we're always looking for ways to make sense of the world. And sometimes, you know, that leads us to believe things that are, you know, maybe not entirely accurate.
So knowing this, you know, what can we do about it? How can we make sure that our own beliefs are grounded in something real?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it starts with self-awareness, you know? Yeah. When you encounter an idea, and particularly one that makes you feel, you know, like you're in the know, or that makes you feel superior to other people, just pause for a second and ask yourself, okay, why does this resonate with me?
Okay.
Is it truly aligned with my values?
Right.
Or does it just, you know, feel good to believe it?
Right.
And it's not about dismissing every belief that makes you feel unique or different.
Right.
But I think it's about being honest about the motivations behind those beliefs.
Okay, so like holding up a mirror to our own beliefs, saying, are we doing this for the right reasons, or are we just trying to feel special?
And I think that's something that, you know, we can all benefit from, no matter our background, no matter our intelligence level.
Right.
You know, I think it's a very human thing to want to feel special and important.
Well, this has been a really great deep dive.
Yeah, it's been fun.
It's given me a lot to think about, and I bet our listener feels the same way.
I hope.
So keep those questions coming, and keep exploring the world with a curious and discerning mind.
Absolutely.
Okay, great talking to you.
Likewise.
Thanks for listening, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.